When someone has it, so what's the difference between having a good personality and having a bad personality? Having a good personality is a personality that's not inhibited. All right. You see that's a personality that doesn't have those mental roadblocks, the judgment, the fear of being judged. All right, that's what having a good personality is. Having a bad personality is being inhibited. All right. So for example, the symptoms of a bad personality is shyness, stuttering, hesitation, anger, victim mentality, not fully expressing yourself, fear of expressing yourself. All of those are symptoms of having a bad personality. Okay, so mind you, it's not bad because of like you're bad. It's bad because of the inhibition, of the blockage, your internal blocks that you have. All right. So what's the cause of the inhibition? It's excessive negative feedback. That's the cause of inhibition. Excessive negative feedback. So the negative feedback in reality is there to actually modify your response. Okay, it's telling you, look, what you're doing is wrong. Don't stop what you're doing, but what you're doing is wrong. Modify it. The problem is that sometimes people become too sensitive to the feedback. So rather than modifying, they completely stop. They literally become stunted. The growth is stunted. That's why people become shy and secluded. They go into their own little shells, in their own little cocoon of insecurity. For example, let's say you're a computer programmer and you're creating a program. I used to do programming before. And so when you create a program, you're going to have bugs. The bugs are mistakes in your code. So when there's a bug, the computer, whatever program you're using, gives you feedback telling you, hey, look, there's an error here. What this means is that it's not to stop the whole program and start all over again. It means to go back into the code and modify what's going on, find a correction and fix it. So the feedback that people are getting is to modify their responses, not to stop it altogether. But the problem is that they actually stop. They go into themselves, you know? And so you begin to think that trying and expressing yourself is wrong because of all of the negative feedback that you're getting. You see, like you said something and someone's offended and you're like, oh, this is wrong. And so because you're too sensitive, you begin associating, you know what? I can't really be myself because all I get is negative feedback. I can't do the things that I want to do because people are going to judge me negatively. So the response that how the brain sees people's reactions is that, hey, look, what you're doing is wrong. So they can't really be themselves. They're afraid to be themselves. We are actually denying ourselves of the one true teacher that will teach us to free ourselves, which is the negative feedback. I mean, you cannot do things perfectly. You are gonna make mistakes, but we are denying ourselves of the one true teacher that will enable us to actually grow and actually unlock our true personalities. For example, that's why people who are deaf cannot speak right, because they're not getting the feedback. When you speak, you get feedback and you hear yourself speaking, so you know what you're saying right or wrong. People, and that's why. So because they don't have that feedback, which is to say they don't see the mistakes that they're making when they're speaking, they can't really talk, and so they become mute as well. And so that's very similar to when you avoid negative feedback, which is to say when you avoid putting yourself out there, when you avoid rejection, when you try to modify who you are simply to satisfy somebody else, you don't really get to grow because you're running away from the one true teacher. So how should we receive negative feedback? How should we learn from our mistakes? 1, they should be unconscious. 2, they have to be in the moment and spontaneous. And 3, they should not be excessive to the point of a stagnation. What do I mean by that? Unconscious is when it's happening in the moment, you just notice it. You notice it, you see it happening, all right? You see, okay, I fucked up. You just notice it, like you know it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're saying, I fucked up, rather than you know it. You observe it, all right? And the other one, it has to be in the moment, which is to say you don't plan it out. Like you see yourself, and in the moment you correct it. Oh, I fucked up. In your mind, you notice yourself fucking up, and all you do, it's kind of like if you take the wrong turn. Oh, I took the wrong turn. I'll take the other turn. I'll take the left turn. All right, you just happen in the moment, because when you involve your mind, when you just think, what's gonna happen is that when you fuck up, you're like, I fucked up, and so you start thinking, oh my god, I cannot believe this is going wrong, and so your mind is in the past because what you did, but your body's in the present, so you're not really there, and it's gonna appear as a damn, this person is weird. Or you act too cocky to compensate, or you're shut down, and so you go into your own head. But the point is that you won't be yourself. So the more that thinking mind is talking, the further away from your true self you move away. That's why when you notice in your breath is very important. Noticing the breath removes your attention from your mind to the present moment. All right, and it should not be excessive, which is to say, if you fuck up, you can't say, oh, I fucked up. like you kill yourself. Oh, I fucked up. No, you just oh, I fucked up. Okay, next, on to the next. See, it's not excessive. It doesn't affect you to the point of a stagnation. It affects you to the point where you take action and you fix the mistake at an unconscious level, simply noticing. So the reason why most people don't express themselves is because of the inhibition. All right. So expressing ourselves becomes wrong and punished, and having an opinion as a child brings punishment. All right. So we gotta reprogram that. And teach you and associate positive emotions with expressing yourself. So these are the solutions, the 3 solutions. 1, go the opposite direction and practice not caring and just talking. All right, so if you're someone who is inhibited, if you're someone who's afraid of being judged, if you're someone who is shy, go the opposite direction. Do the complete opposite. All right. As a guy, I am lucky that I had pickup, and so I was able to do it at a very consistent and very immersive level. But for women, you're gonna have to find a way for you to really fully express yourself in different situations. So if you're someone who's shy, talk a lot. Talk more than usual, because you want to find that equilibrium. Now you may say to yourself, don't we need some inhibition? Don't we need to learn to be quiet a little bit? Don't we need to learn to take a step back? Yes, but not you. Because you're so far into the other side of being inhibited, being shy, or being afraid to be judged, that's not for you. You know, you're doing too much of that. You need to do the opposite. You see what I'm saying? You need to go the opposite way. So it's similar to playing basketball. When you learn to shoot a basketball, you need to fuck up a lot, because if you don't fuck up, that means you're not gonna go through the beginning stages. You see what I'm saying? If you don't make mistakes, that means you're not learning. So if you're not making a lot of mistakes, that means you're not learning. When I learned pickup, when I was learning how to talk to girls, I was getting rejected a lot. I get more girls than most guys, but I get rejected a lot more than most guys. You see, I piss people off a lot more than most guys. All right, so that's one. The other one is don't think in advance. All right, fuck it up. Talk open and don't worry about what you're gonna say next. All right, when you're speaking to someone, just speak. Open that fucking mouth. Just talk. Now, if you're someone who doesn't talk, who talks a lot, shut the fuck up. You know, so all I'm saying is that go to the extreme. If you're someone who's too talkative, go to the other extreme, because you want to find that balance. All right, any extreme is in reality an inhibition. If you're too shy, you've been inhibited. If you're way too outgoing, you just talk way too much, you need that attention. That means you're getting attention because of fear of not getting attention. If you're too shy, that means you're shy because that means you don't want to be in the public eye because you're fear of being judged. So you need to find that middle path. All right. So the other one is don't plan, act and correct in the moment. Don't think first and then act. Act and then think accordingly in the present moment. All right. So don't think about what you're gonna do and then act. No, act. And then when a problem arises, in the moment, find a solution. In that moment, not in advance. You see. So you want to train yourself to fix things as the moment comes. All right. So if you fuck up, just observe yourself fucking up. All right. Don't say, "Oh, I'm wrong." Just observe yourself fucking up. Now you can have a natural tendency to judge yourself. Just observe yourself, not judging yourself. That's all you gotta do. Just observe it. Okay. So if you hear that voice, "I fucked up," simply observe it. And the best way to get through that is to notice in the breath, because it's gonna take away your attention from your mind to the present moment.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have 2 nieces, one is 8, 19, and one is 14, 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're gonna be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man, you know. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one will teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship. And this, a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you could read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. I'm closing the channel.